Okay, and welcome to the call tonight. We're excited. We're going to kind of jump right in. I'm going to have Nicole. She was talking last week about the Tower Garden event that she was going to do, the Zoom. And so I am going to have her go ahead and tell us about that event. Okay.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Lynn. Well, just to let everybody know, the way it kind of all went down, I have a client of mine whose mother I became really friendly with because we ended up having a lot in common when it came to health and just the future and what we see the future looking like for our families. And her daughter takes Juice Plus, and so does her pet. And so we were all kind of living in this lifestyle, and her mom joined this group in California. And all of a sudden, the leadership said, hey, we want to do a seminar on sustainability and being self-reliant and small space solutions. And Kim said, I have the perfect person. And I was so glad she thought of me. And so she reached out to me and got me in contact with leadership. So I did about a 20-minute phone call with him one day, just giving him the real high points about the towers and what I could do. I sent him about 5 slides and he said, oh, this is great. We're going to have a couple people on the call, so you'll have about 20 minutes. I said, great, this is great. The morning of, the other presenter had to cancel. And so then I was slotted for 45 minutes. And you know me, I got to town on those slides and I added more pictures and just more data. And the call went phenomenal. We had over 40 people. Majority of them were in California, but they were spotted around the country as well. And they were probably the most engaging group I've ever been with. They asked questions and they asked good questions. A lot of these people are very familiar with gardening. So I was able to take what they had known from soil and move it into aeroponics to where it was beneficial for them without having the space. And that was something huge for them. Matt really wanted me to drive home those small space abilities. Some of these people live in duplexes and apartment complexes, or just have not a lot of land. One guy even lived on a boat. So I made sure, and I threw in a picture of a tower on a boat. Y'all, I can't tell you how amazing it was. These people were so receptive. And we spent about 15 minutes afterwards doing questions. And so many people emailed me. So I am following up still with a lot of those people. But Chrissy yesterday, I don't know how she gets notified before I do, but she sends me a Voxer and she's like, holy cow, girl, your Tower Garden order. And I said, wait, what? And as I'm reading that, I get my email and it says, I have an order. Now, this gentleman is from New Jersey. He was not one of the names that was in contact with me at all. So I'm actually trying to figure out now, just communicating and opening those lines of communication with him, trying to see if that's how he learned about our product. But he bought a Flex and a home and probably supplies to last him 2 years. So it was an amazing call. We put the slides that I used in the Dropbox, and all the leaders should have access to that Dropbox with the presentation. It's called Small Spaces, Big Benefits. So I'd encourage all of you to take a look at it and use any of those presentations just to kind of help you branch out or think of another group that maybe you can present to.
Okay. What I love is that you had relationship with your customer, which led to a relationship with her mother. And
Yes.
Not only just knowing her and that kind of thing, but she understood enough about what you do in your heart. And she thought of you. That's beautiful.
It was it was just a happy time to know that not only could I influence her in a way, but when everybody was on this call, they were just overwhelmingly receptive and kind. And one woman even said, y'all, I have a friend that's had one of these for 10 years and it looks brand new. They last. They're beautiful. They look good as long as you keep up with them. So I even had like a little cheerleader on the call too.
Amener. And also, you know what? You knew your audience. You've done some homework, so you knew your audience. And what I was thinking is, not only did you prepare, you also were able to pivot, because when you were given twice the time, I'm sure you filled it up.
Yes.
And we will continue to be excited to hear about how what you planted, if you will,
Sure.
is gonna produce. And that's
Absolutely.
just really, really exciting. I love that.
Thank
And
you.
I'm gonna go to Christy now, because Christy has an idea for December that I really loved, and I want her to share it with all of us.
Well, similar to what Lynn just said about focusing on relationships, I have had on my heart for a while to have events, have ways to connect with people that has absolutely 100% zero to do with business. And just having an opportunity to connect with neighbors and friends and customers and people that are in your life for different reasons. And so I thought December is a interesting month where you've got people going all different directions. People are buying Christmas presents, and moms get stressed out about bringing the presents into their home and hiding them somewhere until they have time to wrap. I had this idea of having a wrapping party at my house and have all the supplies, paper, tape, scissors, bows, ribbons, all the things, and have it from 5 to 8. You bring your presents and we'll just wrap together, have Christmas snacks, hot chocolate, and just use it as an opportunity to connect. Well, when you have an idea like that, sometimes you just think, well, I'll throw it out there, but nobody will want to come. I invited 48 people and 45 said yes within the first, within the first 5 or 6 hours of me sending the invitation. And so I thought, there's a need. There's a desire to be together. We've all been in this, not really knowing who can get together, yes or no, whatever. And it has nothing to do with business, just an opportunity to connect with friends, to just say, hey, I just want to give you a little happy this Christmas season. And I'm really excited about it. I know there are probably a gajillion other ideas that we could think of to connect people. I got invited to can y'all see this cute little invitation right here? It says Baking Spirits Bright. It's just to get together, bring your favorite cookie. Sorry, my dog doesn't know we're on Zoom. And I've been thinking about a lot of different ways to connect, and I hope that just sparks something in you to maybe have a desire to connect with your friends and family in a different way this season.
Your dog is not waking up my dog. And the other thing I want to talk about is, well, does anybody have any questions particularly for Christy at this point?
Hold on just
No.
1 second. I'll be right back.
I was going to say, obviously, we're not talking business at these parties, but if it's holiday related, you should absolutely take your chocolate complete and make some hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Why not?
Energy balls, whatever, does anybody have questions for Christy?
Yes, I will do that, Nicole, and I'll probably have some complete balls and some, definitely like a fruit tray and some things like that kind of not the typical, super sweet things that are sometimes at holiday parties.
One of the things, we have a new product coming up, the Perform, which is a shake mix. And I'm going to let Nicole talk a little bit about that. And Christy, you can come in too, but we'll start with Nicole.
Me unmute myself before I start talking, and there's nobody there. So I definitely jumped on board with the Perform the day that we could order it. I ordered it and I got it within 48 hours. I mean, I ordered it by noon and it was here by Wednesday morning. So I do want to also let everybody know, when we're talking about shipping, they are on their game right now. Towers are getting to people within 5 business days. And Juice Plus is getting there for Georgia, or like a 2-day ship. It's getting there in 48 hours. It's amazing. But the first thing I wanted to do was stop my skeptical flavor profile of the Perform. I'm a former athlete, and the fruit aspect of it was a little questionable to me. Like, oh man, what am I going to mix this with? Is this going to be okay with what I typically have? And I was not only very impressed with the flavor, I made a TikTok, I made a recipe, I shared it with everybody, and I was that girl. I have a lot of dietary issues, and the shake did not, with the extra protein, hurt my stomach at all. So having that added protein, because it's such a healthy protein in it of itself, it did not add any load to my intake. It didn't bloat me. It didn't do anything like that. And the way that I immediately started attacking the market was talking to the people on my team, or talking to all these people that in the past have said, man, I wish you just had something with a little bit more protein. And immediately, I've got a VIP list going. I have about 6 people on it right now that on December 15th, they are ready to go. Now, some of them are athletes and trainers. Some of them are just active adults. And what I also want to encourage all of you, if you are just an active adult and you say, man, I really don't need that 25 grams of protein a day, or you take something else that has protein in it, if you want a bar, just cut the portion in half. I do 1 scoop instead of 2. It's still incredibly flavorful. But it also makes my stash last double the amount of time. So it ends up being a lot more reasonable for our family to add that into our budget. Also with the Perform, I know Christy's probably going to go over some of the more product information, but I also want to just talk about the flavor profile and what you can add to it. I don't do dairy, so I put almond milk and orange juice, and then I add a tropical fruit or a banana. And if anybody's ever been to a tropical smoothie cafe, I would like to now put them out of business, because it really does taste that good. And I've always been a skeptic about protein shakes, and I'm just so proud that Juice Plus puts out products that are delicious in and of themselves, but also when I do my shakes and my smoothies and I have friends that want to try them, they are just blown away by the flavors. So I want to encourage all of you that if you haven't gotten yours yet, get it. I did go ahead and do the monthly for these because I was going to spread it out for so long with the half portion. But again, I always encourage my clients to buy the shakes in full. Yes, they're 4 months of payments, but you're typically getting 30 to 60 servings. So you could use that definitely faster than those 4 months. And you don't want a client being upset that they're paying 27 or 30 something dollars a month for product that they've already finished. So it ends up really working out well for the client. So that's what I have.
All right, Christy, you have something to add?
I will just add that people that I am talking to and hearing from, that this is meeting a need in particular for athletes who have been searching for a more plant-based protein drink that has a higher number of protein than our Complete. Now, I mean, for the average, male, female, walking around, doing life, exercising periodically, our Complete is perfect and wonderful. But for those who are your CrossFit athletes, triathletes, runners, they're taking a lot of drinks on the go, the Perform is wonderful for them. So then you ask the question, well, what is it for the average person who's not one of those CrossFit people? Here has been my experience. It definitely has, with the beets in the Perform, it definitely has an energy booster. And I thought I was making it up, but it is for real. Like, I could truly use this and replace coffee. I am one of those people that knows if I'm missing coffee, I get a little bit of a headachy kind of feeling. The Perform would definitely give me enough of an energy boost to replace any coffee. So if that is something that you're considering about removing caffeine from your diet, that would be an excellent way to replace that need for a lift in the morning. So just want to give that as a personal testimony. But the beats in the Perform definitely are for that purpose.
Sounds very good. I don't know if I was just gonna do some questions and stuff. Do we want to record that or stop recording and then talk?
Well, before we turn off the recording, I would like to welcome Angela, our new Tower Garden farmer on the phone. That's Angela Martin. Give us a little wave, Angela. She has been working with James and I for several months, getting a small farm up and running. She and her business partner, Patience, who's running around behind there somewhere, are just avid farmers, and they love growing plants and food, but they have just adopted the Tower Gardens. And so Angela will be joining us and trying to figure out how she can share Tower Gardens at her weekly farmers markets and or other events. So everybody, welcome to Angela.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, I just finally got the towers going today, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
How
a
many towers do you have, Angela?
15. Well, I have 2 of my own personal, one flex and
Yeah.
one home, and then ordered 15 to get started. But I'm sure in the next 6 to 9 months, I'm going to want to add the next 15 to get all the space going. So I'm just trying to get my toes in the water as of yet. But
She
anyway.
lives over, and her farm is over close to Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And they've got an incredible greenhouse. So I'm really proud of you guys, Angela.
Thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks for the invitation tonight. We finally got settled in enough that we could, but anyway, that one I still lost to a shower after being in the yard all day long.
I get
It's a
it.
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Brenda, I think you have a welcome to do as well.
I do. Yes, I'm so sorry that I was late. One of my other team members has somebody she's trying to work with. So it was just like, okay, I don't have enough ears for this. But this is Carol Farley. She is an absolute, she's an RN, but that doesn't really stand for registered nurse. It stands for really neat. She's just a great person. And I have enjoyed her. She was I met her when my father first went to a memory care facility, and you talk about God putting people in your life where you need them. She was just there, and she took her halo off during the day, but you could still see the imprint, it was up there waiting on her. But she's excited. She's been a vegan for what, 20, 30 years? Yeah. So are you muted, I think, or your sound just doesn't work? Let's see. But anyway, she's got such a heart for people, and for her church group, she feeds them all of them healthy stuff. So I just think that's neat. She's sharing her heart as she does live. So
Welcome, Carol, and welcome, Angela, to our team calls. You're always welcome. We do this every week at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to turn off the recording so that Lynn can open up the floor for some questions. Sometimes people are more comfortable asking questions when the recording is not going.
Hey, Severin, I want to do a quick welcome as well.
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Tammy is here. She may not unmute. She's gonna wave. She's her throat is just warming up for the winter, so it's just hanging out. But when Brenda talks about God putting people in your life, Tammy and I go to church together, and everybody always told me, oh, you have to meet Tammy. You guys would get along so well. And we met, and the first time we really got to get to know each other was Vacation Church Camp this year, and we became besties. And in September, she started with us. She also put in 4 Juice Plus orders and partnered up the very same night that she became a partner. So she's a partner plus now. And then Wednesday, hopefully, if her voice decides to come back, we're going to be talking about the future with her getting more involved with towers and then also having her own because she's already a farmer. So exciting.
Great. Welcome, Tammy.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, so glad to have you. 3 new team members on the line tonight. This is great. Awesome.